What's going on, my kunoichis and ninjas? Today we're going to be diving deep into Wolong Dynasty, going to be talking about important things that you may have missed or things you need to know about Wolong Dynasty. My name is Zakarai. Let's get into the video. One of the first things heading into Wolong that you need to know is the aggressive battle system. Now, if I were to compare it to Neo, it would seem substantially faster than Neo. As you can see, the character is making massive leaps backwards and jumping freely, so the movement is significantly more free and less restrictive. Attack animations seem a bit fast and far less rigid to me, especially since they all seem to be counterattacks or specials. Gameplay seems to be very defensive, similar to that of Sekiro. It has a fast-paced, acrobatic, aggressive combat style, which seems really cool to me, kind of like a mix of Ninja Gaiden in there as well. Cool note though, producer Masaki Yamigawa, he also added that this seamless flow of offense and defense is something we feel is iconic to Chinese martial arts. There are moments of full force, but then there's also a softer and gentler side to it. We wanted to show this characteristic by creating a more natural flow between offense and defense. Number 2, no stamina gauge. Gameplay wise, the biggest difference to me is the emphasis on speed. There's no stamina gauge like you had in Neo, so you'll constantly be confronted by a multitude of situations in which you need to react immediately. You can choose to play more aggressively depending on your playstyle, but there are also a lot of new ways to evade enemy attack. Another cool thing is that the movements from Chinese martial arts practitioners were also implemented via motion capture and tuned in with the action, so we're getting real-time martial arts masters designing the moves in Wolong Dynasty. Now that is sick. Number 3, there's going to be more than 10 weapon types. Alright, in terms of weapon types, we've seen a spear, we've seen dual swords, and I believe we've seen the long sword. The final game will have over 10 weapon types. Number 4 is the morale system. Now the morale system is kind of hit or miss with some players, but let's check it out. So the morale system, it affects the difficulty of the enemies, which both the player and enemies possess. Enemies with the higher morale ranks are tougher to beat. Your morale can be raised by slaying foes and lowered by dying, with enemy rankings also impacted when going against the player. If you get slain by an enemy that's a higher ranking than you, your morale can drop. You got to be careful. Next up is the divine beast summons to help aid in battle. In the trailer, as you can see, the vermilion bird, which is what I believe this is called, being summoned, which is one of China's legendary beasts in the folklore. You will also be able to befriend more of these divine beasts, guys, so get more of these that we can actually summon during combat. That's really cool. And another interesting one here is going to be the stages and level design. The team did note that Wolong will bring back the level-based design similar to that of Neo, but this time around, each level will significantly be larger in comparison to the designs in Neo. Yasuda, he also stated that we have more freedom in our stage designs though. Since the player character can now jump, there's a lot more room for verticality and exploration in general. With the Wolong Dynasty being set in China, we were able to create locations of much greater scale than Neo, which was set in Japan. Even something like a castle is much bigger than before, and exploration has become more vertical because the player character in Wolong can jump. Make sure to leave a like and a sub if you enjoyed. I will be covering Wolong Dynasty, and I will try to get as much information as I can before this game drops. Alright, I am excited about the future of Wolong Dynasty, and I hope this video was informative for you guys. That about do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a sub, all that good stuff. Take care of yourself, and make sure to have a goddamn good one.